The farmhouse sat at the edge of a long dirt road, wrapped in silence and shadow like it had something to hide. But to Marcus and Lila, it was perfect. They arrived in late spring, laughter spilling out of the truck as they unloaded their lives onto the creaking wooden porch. The air smelled of wildflowers and old timber, and the house, despite its age, felt warm, almost welcoming. They were deeply in love, a kind of love that made everything else disappear. Days were filled with fixing up the place, painting walls, restoring cabinets, dancing in the kitchen with music echoing through the empty rooms. Nights were theirs alone, candlelight, soft whispers, tangled sheets. They couldn't keep their hands off each other. It felt like a fresh start, like nothing could touch them there, but something already had. The first time the house shifted, Lila brushed it off, the door creaking open, a faint whisper in the hallway. The feeling of being watched when she was alone. Old houses settle, Marcus said, kissing her forehead. It's just noise. She wanted to believe that, until the night everything changed. A storm rolled in, heavy and slow. Rain tapped against the windows, thunder murmuring in the distance. Inside, the lights flickered, casting soft shadows across the bedroom walls. Marcus pulled Lila close, his hands tracing familiar paths, his voice low and warm. "You're all I've been thinking about today." She smiled, breath catching as he kissed her neck. Then stopped thinking. The world outside faded. The storm, the house, everything. It melted into heat and closeness. Their movements were slow, connected, filled with the kind of intimacy that only comes from knowing someone completely. But Lila felt it. A shift, a chill. Her eyes flickered open, and she froze. In the corner of the room, just beyond the edge of the dim light, stood a woman, still, pale, watching. Her hair hung damp and dark around her face, her eyes locked on Marcus, not Lila. Never Lila. Marcus didn't notice. He was lost in the moment, unaware of the presence that had invaded it. Lila's breath hitched. Marcus. But the woman smiled, not kindly, possessively. After that night, things changed. Marcus grew distant, distracted. He'd stare off into space like he was listening to something Lila couldn't hear. Sometimes he'd smile faintly, like someone had just whispered something sweet in his ear. And at night, he'd turn toward the corner of the room, even in his sleep. Lila started seeing her more often, in reflections, in doorways, standing just behind Marcus when he wasn't looking. The woman's gaze was always the same, hungry, fixated. Jealous. "You feel her, don't you?" Lila whispered one night. Marcus frowned. Feel who? But even as he said it, his eyes drifted past her shoulder, like he almost knew. Lila refused to lose him. She dug into the history of the house, searching through old records, dusty boxes left behind in the attic. It didn't take long to find her. Elena Voss. She had lived there over a century ago, and she had died there too. Not peacefully. The records were vague, but one detail stood out. Elena had been obsessed with her husband. When he tried to leave her, they said she wouldn't allow it. He was found dead. She was found days later, in the bedroom, smiling. The realization hit Lila like ice water. She doesn't want to share him, she whispered. That night, Lila didn't wait. When Marcus fell into a strange, heavy sleep, she stayed awake, watching, waiting. The air grew cold, and slowly, Elena appeared, stepping out of the darkness like she belonged there. Her eyes locked on Marcus, softening in a way that made Lila's stomach turn. "No," Lila said, standing. Elena's gaze snapped to her. For the first time, she acknowledged her. The temperature dropped sharply. The walls groaned. A low, furious whisper filled the room. Lila didn't move. "You don't get to take him," she said, voice steady despite the fear clawing at her chest. "He's not yours." Elena tilted her head, her expression twisting into something cruel. The room exploded with movement, objects shaking, the windows rattling violently. But Lila had come prepared. Clutched in her hand was a small iron pendant she'd found among Elena's belongings. Something tied to her, something grounding her to this place. "You're trapped here," Lila said, stepping forward, "and tonight, you're leaving." Elena lunged. The air turned sharp, suffocating, as icy hands seemed to wrap around Lila's throat. But she held on, pressing the pendant forward. A scream tore through the room. Not human. Not anymore. The shadows recoiled. Elena's form twisted, breaking apart like smoke in the wind. And then, silence. Morning came softly. Warm sunlight spilled into the bedroom, washing away the darkness. Marcus stirred beside her, groaning slightly. What happened? Lila looked at him, really looked at him, and for the first time in days, his eyes were clear, present. She smiled, brushing her fingers along his cheek. It's over. He pulled her close, confused but relieved, holding her like he never wanted to let go again. And this time, there was no one watching.